scared, we ain't shook. Y'all a bunch of fucking crooks. We ain't scared, we ain't shook. Y'all a bunch of fucking crooks. We ain't scared, we ain't shook. Y'all a bunch of fucking crooks. We ain't scared, we ain't shook. Y'all a bunch of fucking crooks. We ain't scared, we ain't shook. Y'all a bunch of fucking crooks. We ain't scared, we ain't shook. Y'all a bunch of fucking crooks. We ain't scared, we ain't shook. Y'all a bunch of fucking crooks. Y'all fucking crooks. Y'all a bunch of fucking crooks. We ain't scared, we ain't shook. Y'all must be real proud. Real proud going on.
So before I go on, next slide. Before I go on, I want to talk to you about the Q&A and also the comment cards. So at the check-in table, there was a sign-up sheet for people who wish to ask questions and make comments during that period. If you didn't get to sign that, that's okay. You can still line up at the mics. You'll have a max of 2 minutes to ask a question or make a comment. And then you can write your name and contact info. Somebody from staff will get back to you. And then el otro lado es español. So we've got that in corridor mixed use. And then for that density bonus, density height, up to 160. So this is a big if, but if these changes were approved, what could the applicant potentially build? The zoning application describes a concept of next.
The public good is there's an opportunity to follow the East Riverside regulating plan to create a great network.
You should explain to people what this chapter 26 is and what it does. You're just, you're saying what the developer wants.
Sure. The questions are going to be during the Q&A session if we can hold them to them.
Well, he's making a presentation. How many people know what chapter 26 is?
So the chapter 26.
Also, I live around there too. And this is the same interest that created the Oracle. And the Oracle is the quintessential systemic racism project that displaced 1,700 apartments. 1,700 working class, affordable apartments. Mayor Adler declared a couple of years ago and verified that Austin is a systemically racist, has a systemically racist political system. And the Oracle is the quintessential example of systemic racism. The richest people play monopoly with all of the rest of our lives. And so now, here's another one. All those apartments, there's nothing wrong with those apartments. Why does this have to happen?
Money. Sir, we've hit 2 minutes.
Nothing wrong with this, with those apartments. So what I'm saying to you is that I oppose this project, and I'm asking staff not to promote this the way that staff promoted also the soccer stadium. Another really rich entity that comes into Austin, and I watch city staff. I'm sorry, but this is a public hearing, and we have a right to speak. 2 minutes is not enough.
This economic antagonism constitutes class warfare. How do you answer that?
You're being ignorant of the fact that more air pollution, with that comes more health problems, which have been proven by numerous studies to cause more bronchitis, more asthma, which would primarily affect people of lower income if you weren't forcing them out. You're being ignorant of the...
I absolutely oppose the measure that you're taking with Chapter 26 and this East Riverside Corridor project. And Austin is notorious for its housing costs rising, and it's made several different lists on top 10 cities of gentrification. And to attack the biggest public parkland for the already disadvantaged groups, which is Guerrero Park, it's an absolute slap in the face to people who have already been historically segregated by I-35 for centuries. And since the early 1900s, people have been pushed further and further away and segregated from their homes.
Well, that, and I think you're being very disingenuous. The chapter 26 says the only way you can put that road through the park if there is no feasible and prudent alternative to the use of taking of such land, and that's public parkland. And so what you're saying is that this was planned. No, it wasn't. It might be in the plan, but it's happening because the developer needs that. This is the largest traffic impact analysis in the city, because you're talking about bringing 6,000 to 8,000 people to that area, and you need that road. And that road does not need to go through Roy Guerrero, Colorado River Park. Yeah. No, we don't need it. You're taking public parkland for a private development. And you need that road because they cannot meet the traffic impact analysis with all the people they're wanting to bring to that particular area. The other thing, I can't understand why the city staff is acting as an agent for filing Chapter 26 for a private development corporation. I can't understand that. I really don't. It really makes me angry that the private developer should be doing that and not the city. The other thing is that these are affordable housing, not in the terms that you're seeing now, but they're all affordable. Once you demolish over 1,300 affordable units, we'll never, ever, ever get it back. I don't care if they're saying they're going to give them 400 units now because they're going to go high density. At what cost? We're going to have to take 12 to 15 stories just so that you can say, oh, we gave you affordable housing at 60 to 80% median family income. That's not affordable. That's $65,000 for a family of four. And one of the things I've been wanting to know is that this plan should go before the Environmental Board. Yes. It should also be going through the Community Development Commission, because the Community Development Commission is the only commission that looks after the interests of the poor. So you're trying to circumvent a lot of other things and just saying you need to go to PART and the Facilities Committee. So I think that we really need to look at, we oppose the demolition, and I tell you why. Because 1,700 people already got displaced families, low-income people of color, that's now closing Sanchez and Metz because the population has gone down, and now you're trying to get rid of the student. It's a domino effect. It keeps on going all the way to the Montopolis, and that really, really scares us because we're just one step away from being displaced. And I don't think that we should allow private corporations to exceed the Riverside Corridor Master Plan, and the city staff needs to adhere to its own zoning categories instead of trying to open the door. And that really pisses the shit out of me.
In the world, I would really like to. So, I mean, there's some questions, I think, but I don't know if.
I oppose this. I don't have any questions because you're not welcome. This project isn't welcome, and this is a minority community, a forced, segregated minority community. It's a non-mobile community. It's a permanent community. You know, we can't just leave. It's a low-income place. Okay, we have our own support systems that are in place because we got put there when the city decided to move everyone of color to that area so that they could profit, so they could have whites-only neighborhoods. Yes. And now that this would profit us, or profit the city rather, they want to move us out again, okay? Okay, we have low-income elders, we have families, we have kids. We can't even afford to buy a house, okay? My house was stolen from me, first of all, and sold against the Preservation Society tried to preserve it, but still. And I can't afford to buy a house. I can't even afford to rent a house because I can't qualify. And, or an apartment, anything, nothing. And our elders can't just leave, and this would displace an entire area. Okay, there's plenty of areas where you could all go that do not unethically displace a whole people that have already historically been oppressed. This is a permanent community. We were put there, we were forced there, and now we've made a support system. We have our own ways of food acquisition, of safety, of transportation, of elder care and child care. But when you displace our systems of survival, where are we gonna go? Nobody knows, and you don't care. We do not welcome you, and I'm here to represent all of our elders and all of the people that live there, you're not welcome. It will completely destroy an entire community, a population. So I just am here to say that. I have no questions at all.
Patrick Jackson is up.
I'm gonna play this game. You answer.
No, it isn't a game, sir.
You ask a question.
It's not a Q&A.
He just said he doesn't want to play this game. Okay, so question number one. After this would be built, would low-income people who currently live in this area have more or less access to affordable housing options? Would that be a likely yes or a likely no? Can you answer right now? And he's just kind of writing down. He's totally ignoring me as if I'm not.
Doesn't care. Totally
Question number two.
unprofessional.
Will the majority of the jobs